how to take care of your sleeping time, your sleeping habits.
Yeah.
Let's call it. Uh, let's also call it your recovery, your natural recovery time.
Right.
So first of all, I would like you to introduce yourself.
Sure.
I don't know.
I'm Anna Dennaoui. I'm a wellness consultant at ABMC, and I'm also a holistic EFT practitioner, which is just a mind body tool that you use to process your emotions.
I'm gonna start with a big question.
Mhm.
How would you know if I don't sleep well?
Sometimes you can tell by the way a person looks. They have dark circles. Anxiety is often an indication if they seem anxious, if they can't keep their eyes open, of course. So there are physical signs, but also there are mental health signs.
Okay.
Anxiety, worry, getting angry really easily. Things like that can be an indication that you're not getting enough sleep.
But when it comes to this, is it because you said you work with UBMC?
Yes.
Is it the clinical, or how is it? What is so? How does a patient goes to you, for example?
I do see people at ABMC, but I have my own private online clinic, if you will, or center, however you want to call it. But usually, it's just going to be questions I ask them, and then an indication of how they're behaving.
And usually, when they enter to your clinic,
Yeah.
when you ask them, that's as the first time, why did you? How did you hear about me? Or why did you come here?
Right.
Usually, what are the main answers?
They want to stop being triggered and angry all the time. They want to actually enjoy waking up in the morning, and they don't want to be afraid to go to sleep at night. Because if you're struggling sleeping, going to bed can be it can be like an anxiety inducing experience. Because you're thinking, am I going to lay there for 1 hour, 2, 3? Am I going to sleep? So they want to feel better, and they want to feel calmer.
Because you work within a hospital, so what is your background? What do you study? What are the things that you do to eventually take care of such? First of all, what do you call it? You call it a disease? Do you call it sickness? Do you call it?
Well, with the sleep thing, it's just really some changes they need to make.
Okay.
A lot of times we'll have mental health issues because of physical things, not sleeping, not eating well, not exercising well, and sometimes just changing those will balance out depression and anxiety. Sometimes, not always. Sometimes they do have clinical anxiety. Okay. And then I might refer them to a psychiatrist if I think they need medication. I don't prescribe medication. I just give them simple tools to release their stress so they don't feel so anxious and they can sleep or go to work happy or do whatever they need to do.
What are, in a general way, what are the main things someone could do to fix his sleeping?
Well, you have to make it a priority. A lot of people are like, I just want to party and drink 20 cups of coffee a day. Okay, so your sleep, yeah, I know. So your sleep is not a priority. If it's a priority, you're going to adjust the amount of caffeine you have. You're going to stop caffeine at 1, 2 p.m., just in the beginning. You have to train your body to sleep at night. So that means in the beginning, the first week or two, you don't take naps. It's not forever. It's just until you train your body that at night we sleep. Once your body knows to sleep at night, you can take naps.
Food also
you need more protein.
Okay.
Because sometimes if you're waking up in the middle of the night, you're hungry.
How about carbs?
Carbs are tricky. They can sometimes give you extra energy when you need to be resting. Like if you have like a piece of cheese and a hard-boiled egg maybe 2 hours before sleep, and you've also had dinner, that should actually help you sleep.
Is there an ideal average time of sleeping?
Yeah, 7 to 8 hours, depending on the person.
Even for athletes, performers?
Athletes might need more, okay, or they might need less. It really depends on the person. But usually research shows that 7 to 8 hours at night is going to be enough for most people.
I always had this question because you said at night.
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, I work from Lebanon for the US.
Yeah.
So I have to work at night, for example, and I'm sleeping during the day.
Yeah.
Does that actually affect my sleeping habits?
It definitely can, because your circadian rhythm is kind of set by the sun coming up and going down. So there are things you can do. Of course, you can make your house really dark during the day if you have to sleep during the day. You don't look at screens. You don't look at phones when you have to sleep, at least like an hour, maybe 45 minutes before you plan to sleep, just so you can kind of let your body know it's time to rest.
How long have you been doing this?
Well, I've been working with people that struggle with anxiety and depression over 10 years. Sleep I've been focusing more on that the past 2-3 years.
Why?
It affects your life in so many ways, and people don't realize how much of a necessity it is to sleep well for your mental health, your physical health, your ability to exercise, to, you know, just to think clearly through the day, make good decisions. All of that is impacted by your sleep.
Are naps good?
Yeah, once you've trained yourself to sleep well, whatever time, you know, I say at night, because for most people that's the best time for them to sleep. When your body's trained and you can fall asleep at 10, 15 p.m. and wake up at 5, 6 a.m., and if you need a nap during the day, it's fine.
When you see, I keep seeing these ads of sleeping apps that helps you to sleep. How legit are they?
I think some of them are very helpful.
So it's true that specific tones can trigger your sleeping.
Yeah, it can help. It depends again on the person. If they have some other things happening stressful in their life, that might not be enough to get them to sleep. They might need to work with a coach or a counselor to process out what's making them feel stressed and worried.
If you want to describe it in as brief as we can, what is holistic health?
Holistic health, it's a different approach to health. It's less about medicine and more about the mindset and what you're putting in your body, like food wise, but also what you're putting in your mind, how you're talking to yourself, how you're spending your time.
These approach get criticized a lot too.
I know, unfortunately, because taking a pill, it sometimes works really quickly, but then you have side effects usually. So you might get rid of one problem and then you have another one.
Who would you usually work with? So you said you would refer to people other than psychiatrists, for example.
I really like working with nutritionists and personal trainers that can teach them how to exercise properly, and nutritionists can teach them how to eat properly for their body type. I'm not a nutritionist, but I can help them with the protein aspect, and I look at their diet and I always see what they're eating and where they can healthy ways include in more protein.
When it comes to working out and training, does it affect your sleeping in terms of, let's say, for example, I'm someone that trains during the morning.
Yeah.
And I'm someone that trains at 10 p.m. and I'm going to sleep at 11.
Yeah.
But I can't actually sleep. Is working out so late actually affecting my sleep too?
Yes. It's better if you can stop working out at least 2 hours before you sleep. 3 hours is better. Just because your body needs time to calm down and get to a peaceful state. When you work out, you know, it boosts the endorphins. You feel happy. You feel like, hey, I could run a marathon, you know? But if you go to sleep right after you stop working out, your body's not going to be ready.
Get Sleep Now program.
Yes.
What is it?
It's a 6-week program I created mainly for women, but I'm seeing men coming to me too now. Mainly for women that are working a lot and they're not getting the sleep they need. So they go and do their job, but they don't feel like they're doing their best job. They're not happy. They're cranky. They're snapping maybe at their fiance or their partner or whatever. And they want to have a happier life. They want to sleep well.
Thank you so much for
your
time.
welcome.